would like to welcome all of you, first of all, for selecting our session this morning with Chino Valley Unified School District. And I'd just like to get you in touch with a few of our team members that will be helping throughout this 50-minute time together. I'm Cynthia Vasquez Pettit, and I am with the CEI Lead Agency with CABE. And I'd also like to introduce to you Francesca Sotomayor, and she is going to be helping with our tech. We have Lisette Diaz from Ontario Montclair School District. We also have Sandra Candler from Cajon Valley School District, and Teresa Rubalcaba from Oxnard School Districts.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to share our parent and community engagement work in CVUSD with you today. My name is Leah Fellows, Associate Superintendent of Curriculum, Instruction, Innovation, and Support. On behalf of our Superintendent, Dr. Norm Enfield, and our Chino Valley Unified School District community, we are honored to share with you the work we have done in connecting home and school to transform the culture of education here in the Chino Valley. CVUSD consists of communities of Chino, Chino Hills, and a portion of South Ontario. Our student population is very diverse. With just under 28,000 students, there are over 46 different languages spoken in our communities, with an EL population of 10.2% and 48.6% of socioeconomically disadvantaged students, and a very low foster youth count at 0.07. This is information based on DataQuest 2019-2020. We are nestled in the region known as the Four Corners on the boundaries of Los Angeles, Orange, and Riverside communities, and located within San Bernardino County. The district services the communities of Chino, Chino Hills, and South Ontario. There are 22 elementary schools, 2 K-8 schools, 5 junior high schools, 4 comprehensive high schools, and 1 community day school, 1 continuation high school, and 1 adult school. CVUSD is home to 21 California Distinguished Schools, the highest honor bestowed upon a public school by the state of California. We are also a home to a National Blue Ribbon School, Title I Achieving Schools, and a California Department of Education Service Learning Leaders School. Student test scores traditionally lead schools throughout the county of San Bernardino and the state. Thriving performing arts and athletic programs, nationally recognized marching bands, and invigorating parent programs are highlights of our district. I would now like to introduce our coordinator of parent and family engagement, Ibis Cordero, who will share how our implementation of family engagement began in our district.
Thank you, Leah. There were several key factors that influenced our shift in focus on how we were engaging our community. In 2013, the state funding changed dramatically. As you know, through the LCFF and LC and LCAP process, the state mandated parent involvement as a priority for the first time in California, making a huge impact on program funding. And for the first time, CVUSD created a full-time parent school community specialist position. Because of the demands of new Common Core standards and state testing accountability, our families needed support in building strategies to help their students at home. The increased need of social, emotional health and wellness for our community helped us realize that building relationships with our families was not only necessary, but vital in ensuring student success. We had to find different ways to communicate and connect to our students. One change was students were coming from diverse backgrounds and speaking a variety of different languages. Another change we encountered was students and families were communicating and connecting in a different way through use of technology and social media. Building a homeschool partnership that was strong was very much needed to navigate in this new environment. Parent and community engagement work began in earnest in Chino Valley after the process of the CDE's audit of 2005, which highlighted our need of district leadership in the area of parent and community engagement. Carol Dixon, the lead reviewer, suggested to management at the time to attend Johns Hopkins University National Network of Partnership Schools annual conference and learn from Dr. Joyce Epstein's research on the homeschool connection and 6 types of parent involvement. We attended, we learned, and we came back energized to implement. The foundational piece of this typology truly was one of the keys to student success. CVUSD has had school and district membership with NPS from 2005 to 2018 using annual promising practices publications, the handbook, and the district report to grow and develop next steps. The family engagement staff has began its membership with San Bernardino Superintendent of Schools Family Engagement Network in 2005, and we continue strong to stay connected. We participated in FEN Leadership Academies, known as FILA, where our focus was to build partnerships and grow family engagements. Over the last 16 years, with district leadership support, community engagement has branched off to partner with other departments to be deeper rooted and provide a one-stop system of support to all our families. The family engagement staff works closely with the Whole Family Resource Center, who provides services to our students and families with a plethora of resources. During COVID-19, we met with the Hope case managers, we shared, and we learned new practices with distance learning to help our students' families, such as in technology, counseling, tutoring, just to mention a few. Parents as Partners is a parent academy developed and provided by a collaboration between the Special Education Department and the Family Engagement Center to address the needs of families with special needs students. The Family Engagement staff works with student support services by conducting home visits, providing follow-up contact and supports to help families and students increase attendance. Our collaboration with the Health Services Department has provided families with NAMI mental health workshops, 2P tobacco use prevention workshop, and MTSS A and B supports. Here are some pictures of our collaboration meetings and our trainings with other departments. Now I would like to introduce our district community liaison, Brenda Froya, who will now share more of the foundation of our community engagement.
Thank you, Apis. Good morning. Implementation of district-wide policies has also set the foundation for community engagement and continues to be implemented district-wide. Let's talk about the School Parent Compact. Every school site creates and develops their site compact with their PFLN action team and school site council. The compact aligns with the LCAP and the SIPSA, therefore connecting the dots. District-wide leadership has learned that although we had very good schools and excellent programs, engaging parents and community members to be partners in education needed refinement and support. Since that time, the district has worked hard to demonstrate leadership to developing successful partnerships through Dr. Epstein's 6 types of parent involvement. The plan to establish a family engagement center grew from an idea to a reality. With the support of our district leadership, board members, and community, we were able to grow from a 50% teacher on assignment specialist to a full-time district coordinator. In the fall of 2016, a family engagement center was built and developed so families, parents, and staff could have a place to gather, learn, and find support. A district liaison was added. Each school site has an action team. It's a partnership team. And all teams at the Family Engagement Center meet to review, develop, and support parent engagement, linking it to student learning outcomes. Community liaisons joined the Family Engagement Center staff in the fall of 2017 with 5 liaisons and grew to a total of 11 liaisons in 2020. We are proud to say that our Family Engagement Center was nominated by the community and received PBIS Community Cares Award in the spring of 2020. Along the way, we have always had the support of our amazing San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, Family and Community Engagement team. Now our Director of Access and Equity, Yvette Farley, will continue to share about our community engagement through decision making.
Good morning.
CVUSD has always complied with required committees which parents can sit upon. Using the California Family Engagement Framework as our guide, we began demonstrating a more comprehensive approach to parent and community engagement. Over the years, this success story resonates because of the shift in culture at the district level. Moving away from tight control of district decisions to shared decision-making has been a hallmark of our success. As you can see, our district systematically includes parent engagement and building stakeholder capacity at 3 different levels: at the district, at the site, and within the community. And now I would like to introduce one of our parent leaders who has learned and applied all of Dr. Epstein's 6 types of parent engagement at all 3 levels. Mr. Tony Flores.
Thank you, Mrs. Farley. My wife attended a homework helper workshop at my children's school one evening. Presenter was the district's family engagement specialist and came home and declared that I needed to get engaged in my children's education. I took her request to heart and then began my journey of engagement in school workshops and committees, and then district workshops and committees. For an example, the district parent engagement person brought to my children's school the family engagement resource PTA, School Smarts Parent Academy. Through this academy, it taught me Dr. Joyce Epstein's framework of 6 types of involvement: parenting, communicating, volunteering, learning at home, decision-making, and collaborating with the community. This empowered me to use my voice at my children's school, and I became an active volunteer with our Parent Faculty Association on campus, along with School Site Council and the school safety team. In turn, we attempted to seek resources to engage other dads on campus. After approval, I started a chapter of the National Parent Engagement Program, All Pro Dad. All Pro Dad gives dads and guardians an opportunity to step on campus in a non-voluntary role to have breakfast and a meaningful conversation and activity with their children 1 hour before the first bell rings each trimester. This benefits the school by dads getting to meet other dads, dads feeling more comfortable on campus to volunteer, and families having a meaningful relationship at home. Through other workshops at my Family Engagement Center, I learned of the district committees I could serve on, such as Partnership for Learning Network and the LCAP Parent Advisory Committee. As my engagement grew, I even ran for school board in 2020. I started with baby steps in the community engagement with my children's school, and it led me to running for office to serve all of our students in Chino Valley. I would now like to introduce Ms. Gabby Revis Lopez, principal of Ramona Junior High, who will highlight her work at the site level.
Thank you, Mr. Flores. Good morning, buenos días a todos y bienvenidos. Tengo el honor de presentar nuestra parte, cómo comunicamos con nuestros padres y cómo logramos el éxito juntos. I have the great honor of presenting just one of the 5 comprehensive junior highs on how we embed family engagement into our SIPSA and with our LCAP. First, I have to highlight that though many of our schools were implementing these strategies for family engagement and connection into our LCAPs anyway, it became a cornerstone practice once our district leadership and board prioritized it into our LCAP. So all this kind of trickles from that top leadership of prioritizing the family engagement and collaboration into the LCAP, and then it brings it down into our school. So next slide, please. This is just an example. We have it on our school plan. It is a plan in everything that we do. How do we engage our community and our family? I am one of the 5 comprehensive junior highs, and I get to ensure that connecting with our families and having authentic engagement is what assists our students in success. So next slide, please. Because of that, we have it in our goals systems. And this is something that all of our schools do across the board. And it is our goal too on that connectedness and family engagement. We make sure that we're connecting with our families, but also building that connection with our students. and making them feel comfortable at school, safe at school, and that we have that resource. And you'll hear a lot more about that from one of our other junior highs and how we provide that support. And we also collaborate with many partners in our community and I'll share that with you a little bit. PK, San Bernardino County for the 12 Powers program, and Chaffey College Extension that's right here on our, in our city of Chino. Okay, so one of the priorities that came out of our LCAP, out of our needs assessment, is that we need to engage our families in a more authentic way. And how do we do that to really benefit our students when we only have our parents for 2 years? The example you heard from Mr. Flores earlier is he's been able to grow with his elementary and then transfer it to his junior high. But we have parents that are junior high level for simply 2 years. And how do we build that connection all the way from elementary school? So one of the things that we do and we prioritize is all our family engagement is connected throughout our entire feeder school. So all 4 of our elementary schools are invited to participate. So as a school site, we allow all parents from all over our district, but we prioritize inviting our 4 elementary feeder schools because eventually they'll be our families. And then we also include our high school that we feed into, Don Lugo High School. So we have 2 programs that are basically always on our campus. We do 12 Powers of Family Engagement, and that's in collaboration with San Bernardino County. And it really is more of a support and engagement rather than classes that they attend. When families finish this 12 Powers sessions, they are really families, and those relationships remain throughout the rest of their child's educational career. We have parents coming back from Don Lugo that have taken the class or taken the group, and they come back to be part of the group again. And then we also have our Parent Institute for Quality Education that we collaborate with, in which we get to honor our parents or educate our parents on how do we build that college and career success with our students. We do level 1, level 2, we do AM sessions, we do English sessions, and we do PM sessions, and we provide childcare. And that's a lot of what brings our families in. It's that childcare component and the conocimiento piece where we get to engage together and be together. Next slide, please. One other thing that we collaborated with our Chaffey College is we had a presentation again through our superintendent, Dr. Enfield, invited us to a presentation with Chaffey College in which they wanted to reach out to our community. So we took grasp of that immediately, and we do a program that's called I've Begun My Path to College. We start to talk about concurrent enrollment with our students, but we also focus on how do we get the household in community courses. And then we track the data of how many of our families are engaged. So if there's a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, a sibling that we can get enrolled into community college courses, then our focus is if we can impact a home, we impact a child. And then lastly is our home visits. We did start our home visits in 2018, and every year they've been refined, and some accommodations or modifications were made for the pandemic, where we noticed our chronic absenteeism, and that goes with that goal of connectedness and having our students feel safe and connected to their school campus. And so we started visiting homes. We always take something with us. And in the previous slide, you got to see that our chronic absenteeism was pretty high 2018, and we've been able to dwindle that as we go. And it's that connection, that authentic engagement with the parents that they feel heard and welcomed and supported on our campus, not just our families, but also our students. This last one is how we made some modifications, as you know, as all schools have had to do with going virtual. But yet we are visiting our students and making sure that we are always bringing something to the home when we do see them. So with that information, I want to go ahead and pass it back to our Director of Access and Equity, Ms. Farley.
Okay. Now that we had a better understanding and established a systematic approach to parent and family engagement, it was time to change our narrative.
We moved from seeking parent attendance at our functions or events or meetings to focusing on building relationships and community outreach to support our families.
Building relationships with the community is key to increasing engagement. At the Family Engagement Center, we work tirelessly on community outreach. We support community liaisons with training and resources during our monthly SCLN meetings. We have consistent communication via phone calls, emails, or video chats with the parents, with the community, with families. Translation is provided during meetings and conferences. This year, we held our first Spanish School Site Council meeting for all our Spanish-speaking parents to provide a comfortable setting for them to be open to learning and for dialogue opportunities. We also do our outreach by doing home visits, and we follow up with our contacts. Our staff focuses on being visible and present by attending as many school sites events as possible. We also provide training and support for our parent committees, such as PTO, PFA, and PTA. The pictures that you see here shows how the entire community visited and participated the Family Engagement Center trainings and workshops and virtual tutorials all year long.
Our commitment to reach out to our families and communicate with them has established a strong relationship, resulting in families feeling comfortable to participate when invited to stakeholder meetings, where we seek input and feedback at school and district level. The Jamboard pictures are from our self-reflection stakeholder meetings, where parents gave input for our LCAP. Another way we gather parent input and feedback is through the district annual survey. Results from 2018 to 2021 show that parent participation rate increased from 4,859 to 6,217. Students feel like they belong at their school increased from 70% to 75% who agree or strongly agree. Parents state that the school keeps families informed of their students' academic progress, increased from 77% to 86% who agree and strongly agree. Now our Family Services Programs Specialist, Liz Lara, will share family services provided through partnerships with city and community organizations.
Good morning, everyone. So we know we're in education. I'm sure everyone has heard a lot about working in silos and how dangerous and hazardous that can be. So we wanted to make a decision to be intentional and make connections within our own infrastructure. That was one of our priorities. So as we reached out to each other within our departments, within our district, we began to notice an increase in effective communication. It was producing great outcomes. So when we worked to build in-house, it was showing some really good results in our community and in our schools. So one of the highlights that came out of this intentional connection within our infrastructure was the creation of our one-stop shop. So you see some of those programs there listed, they have an asterisk, and those are actually on the campus of our Chino Valley Adult School. And so what this does is it makes it super easy and convenient for our families to come in to access a variety of services all within their reach. So they can walk, they can get here. They're not going from one department to the next. Students and families can come in, they can access case management support, they can receive medical care, mental health support, and more, all from the convenience of this campus. Another example of work being done within our departments is our work with nutrition services. So I oversee the Hope Family Resource Centers, and in working with nutrition, they said, we know a lot of families can't come in right now to pick up their meals because of either health issues or transportation issues. So they've been delivering to our centers, and then our case managers are able to go and take these meals to families who would be unable to receive their school meals through the pandemic and then continuing on. So change brings opportunity. I don't know about you, but I'm one that I have a hard time with change. In fact, I hate it. But we can't argue that change does bring a lot of new opportunities if we can embrace it. So within that, I'd like to introduce Jessica Singletary. She is a City of Chino Community Services Coordinator that works on the campus of our school.
Good morning, everyone. So I kind of wanted to touch base just on our collaborations and partnerships that we've been able to create throughout the past years. So what we realized rather early on was that in giving our community the opportunity to come alongside us, they were more than willing to do so. Our community is so great in the fact that whenever they see a need, there's always either new businesses, organizations, or even just individuals that are willing to step up to the plate and come and provide that support. So we're on the screen, you could see a couple of our partnerships that we've created throughout the years, and that we're really proud to say that they're reliable and consistent with our programs. And whether it's monetary support or with just conducting any type of school drives or any supply drives for our program to be able to give back to our students, they really step up to the plate and show us that they're here to support us in and out. So with that, we're actually really proud to say that with all of these partnerships, it's been embedded into our day-to-day, whether that's internally, like Liz was mentioning, or with our external partnerships and collaborations. So as Liz mentioned, I am a community services coordinator with the city of Chino. So it's built a unique partnership because we're able to come alongside CVUSD and provide that government support and resources that are on our end. And even though that we are City of Chino staff, we're able to be on district campuses and provide direct support to those families. So some of the programs that we have going on could be either after school programs, the case management portion, or even counseling. So we've been lucky in the fact that to continue our partnership and make sure that we're reaching out to all of the families and students to give them the support that they need.
Which brings us to collaboration. It's such a strong word. We know that it's not just a catchy word, but it really is a groundbreaking strategy. And at least we've been using it that way. Embracing change, we can take it in one hand and then the other hand can hold collaboration. And it really has impacted us and kind of catapulted us to a new level of engagement. So here are a few examples of strategic partnerships that are making all the difference in building our strong relationships with our schools and our community. So just some examples, we couldn't name them all. We've got local government, nonprofits, faith-based. Just want to highlight really quickly one of the pictures there. That's like our CIM, that's Corrections for Men institution. They reached out to us and they wanted to sponsor families for the holidays. And so they were able to sponsor families in need, purchased all of these, wish lists for these families and delivered to those families that couldn't make it. And they also contact us whenever we need any kind of a drive, whether it's clothing or hygiene supplies, they are there. Our nonprofits, Three-Way Thrift is a local thrift store. They provide vouchers to our programs so that if we don't have anything in our care closet, families are able to access those vouchers that we're able to share with them, and they can go and spend there and get the things that they need at no cost to them. Our Fire Foundation, also another one, they're a phone call away. They always want to make sure that we are good with anything, whether it's monetary donations or their time. If a family needs repairs or in a home and they just don't have the means to do it, they're able to do that. So
throughout our journey, we have learned many lessons, but the most important lesson that we cannot do this work without the voice and collaboration of many, our students, our parents, our families, our staff, and our community. Must all have a seat at the table. It is through this partnership and relationships that are developed that we're able to accomplish our goals, and that is to ensure that students are successful. Learning this lesson and this partnership helped us support our community during the pandemic. Ibis Cordero will share our story on going virtual.
Thank you, Yvette. Once schools closed, distance learning began, parents were confused and they had many questions. How do we get devices? How do we use these platforms? How do we navigate through this technology? And how do we access the curriculum? We worked with parents on how to provide academic support to their student, assisted them with services, how to access their school and or teacher websites, and how to use the hotline support, and virtual home visits. And we also did many one-to-one tutorials, to name some. Virtual meetings have led to more meaningful conversations with families and increased opportunities for parents to share feedback. Yvette will now share some feedback from our parents during distance learning.
So these survey results are for this year while our students were on virtual learning. As you can see, overall feedback was positive, indicating our school community felt supported. Liz will now highlight services that helped provide a safety net for our students and families during the pandemic.
So we call it building the bridge. And so what we have realized is the safety net or building the bridge, families cannot do this unless there's really that access to a lot of critical resources and services. And so we know that you've heard about like the Hope Centers. There's these case managers also have a very strong presence on our school sites, also allowing to build that bridge. We are going to work with anyone within our department and outside, use that to continually strengthen the bridge. And so as you can see some of those details there, just some of the highlights, we have a health center, we work with our foster youth, our homeless, student support. I want to turn it over now to Julie Fromdale, who's our AP at Townsend Junior High, who's going to speak more about that the mental health piece, because we know that that's been a huge priority for us during this time.
Okay. All right. So one way student voice is heard in our district is through the Superintendent Student Advisory Council, which is comprised of student representatives from each of our high schools and junior high schools. This student leadership team discusses with our superintendent the current trends and topics that are concerns within the student population. One of those concerns was mental health. Prior to the pandemic, these students collaborated about the need to address emotional stress and teen depression. Student representatives from Townsend Junior High came back to their leadership team and asked, how can we address emotional needs on our campus? Their answer was a student-created video titled Selfie, A Lesson on How to Be You. This video highlighted 4 areas of emotional stress: emotionally, physically, academically, and intellectually. We did have a clip of that video, but it is about 3 minutes. And Cynthia, if you're saying we don't have time, then I'm going to go ahead and just skip through. So I'm just gonna, if you go to the slide, Evie's on, let's talk about mental health. Oh, okay. So I'm hearing to Evie's, if you can go ahead and just show the video and we'll close out with that. Thank you.
Huh, what's Emily up to?
Oh, he's cute.
Oh, she's great.
What is that?
Is that a cat? Yeah, it's a cat.
Sick.
Flawless.
Abs.
She looks beautiful.
Some of these people I don't even know.
I gotta unfollow these people.
Okay.
I'm bored.
Me at the soccer field before practice, after my long-hour piano lesson. I'm really tired today and I just want to go to sleep, but I have a history test tomorrow and at least 2 hours of homework when I get home. If I didn't have a soccer tournament and my brother's birthday party, maybe I could catch up on some sleep this weekend.
Me in my room, studying for tomorrow's math final. I'm so nervous that I can hardly breathe. I don't know how to get rid of this anxiety. What if I fail and I don't have a B in math anymore? What if I don't make the honor roll? My parents will be so upset, and I just want them to be proud of me.
Me first thing in the morning after 4 hours of sleep, before I have to get ready for school. Stayed up late binging Friends on Netflix, and then woke up to drama on Instagram. Now I'm running late after sorting that out. Got a screen time notification saying I average 8 hours and 35 minutes on my phone every day. Seriously? That can't be right. I'm way too busy to spend that much time on my phone.
Me, on the way to the doctor's office again. My stomach is always hurting, but I wish I knew why. I guess I could eat better. I usually skip breakfast and lunch and eat whatever's in the house for a snack when I get home from school. A bag of chips, some Sour Patch, and a Fanta usually does the trick. My mom and dad don't always have time to make dinner, so I've gotten pretty good at warming up a Hot Pocket. It's not like I'm fat or anything, but I just wish I had time to exercise every day. But how can I do that when my stomach is always hurting? Maybe the doctor will have some answers for me.
Me after I got my history test back from my teacher. I got 100% and I better make sure no one finds out. They're going to be pretty mad if they find out I scored at the top of the class. I definitely don't want anyone thinking I'm a nerd. I guess that's why I messed around in class. I know it makes my teachers mad, but who cares? Everyone else thinks it's funny. And it is funny, because I'm awesome. Except I'm not. Most of the time I feel like I'm just pretending to be something I'm not. What if no one likes the person I really am?
Me, at school, eating lunch by myself. I wish someone would sit next to me. I'm too scared to sit next to someone else. What if they don't want me there? What if they don't like me? What if they're mean to me? What is wrong with me? I wish I had someone who was always there for me, especially at lunch.
Me, after I got my English test back from my teacher. I got an F. I give up. It's just too hard and I am so tired of struggling. My teacher offered help after school, but I take the bus and my parents will be really mad if I miss it. I guess I could have studied more, but I had to help babysit my sick little brother while my mom was at work. Then I couldn't fall asleep because my parents were arguing so loudly. I'm just done. Why am I even here?
Me sitting in my science class. I can't concentrate because I'm just so mad at my best friend. I can't believe she told my crush I like him. I never tell any of her secrets, no matter what. I'm so mad at her, I don't think I can ever forgive her. Science is going to have to wait. Right now, I have to think about getting back at her.
Me, in my second period class, wishing I wasn't having a bad hair day. Why can't I be more like that girl in my first period class? She is so beautiful. She has the best clothes, too. I wish I had her haircut. Maybe if I was more like her, I would be more popular.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough.
Be your best self by balancing your social, personal, and recreational time by making sure you are not overscheduled with activities. Choose the things that are most important to you and make those things your top priority. Tell your parents if you feel overwhelmed by any of your activities. They want what's best for you and will listen.
Be your best self by finding ways to help you manage your anxiety. Take a walk, listen to music, paint or draw. Set aside time for personal reflection. Keep a journal, blog, or take quiet time to think. Find out what works for you and do it all the time. Give yourself a break and look at mistakes as an opportunity for growth. You're not perfect, but you are enough. Whenever you have any mental health concerns, ask someone for help.
Be your best self by limiting your screen time and challenging yourself to decrease the use of your devices. Turn off all devices at least 30 minutes before you go to sleep, and try to go to bed and get up at the same time, and get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every day. Build positive relationships online by respecting others, communicating appropriately, and thinking before you post, text, or share. Keep private things private and report misbehavior to a trusted adult. Always stand up for anyone who is being cyberbullied.
You can be your best self by making nutritious dietary choices in your daily food and drinks. Drink plenty of water every day, eat well-balanced meals, and limit high-calorie sugar or salty snacks. Try to do at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day.
Value the friends you have and build positive relationships by being patient and kind. Try to consider others' point of view and understand what they are going through when resolving a problem. Forgive others that have hurt you and let go of any anger they may caused you. Always act with care and compassion toward others and be the solution, not the cause of problems.
Have confidence that you can be yourself in all situations. Put yourself out there and get to know new people, and you'll find the friends who will be there for you no matter what. They are the people who are positive and build you up, helping you decide what is best for your life.
Be yourself no matter what. People who don't like you for who you are aren't really your friends. Surround yourself with positive people who help you strive to be better. Celebrate your strengths. Don't hide them to try to look cool. Find the friends who will be there for you no matter what. They're the people who take you as you and build you up, helping you decide what is best for your life. You are awesome just the way you are.
Be your best self by challenging yourself to seek solutions to problems and not giving up until you find one that works for you. Always work to the best of your abilities to increase the skills and knowledge needed to accomplish your goals. Work on improving your weaknesses and celebrate your strengths. Ask for help when you need it. Know that no matter how hard it gets, how hopeless it seems, you are loved. and you matter, and it will get better.
Focus on the positive parts of your life. Try not to judge yourself too harshly or compare yourself to others. You are enough just as you are. Create a positive self-image and love yourself as you are. Celebrate the good things about you every single day.
We start each day with a new opportunity.
A chance to be better than the day before.
It won't always be easy.
Sometimes it will be really, really hard.
Don't follow the crowd or try to be like everyone else.
Just be yourself, and that's when your journey will begin.
When you're on this journey, you'll have failures, but you'll also have successes.
What matters the most is that you're willing to work harder.
Think bigger.
Be yourself.
Only better.
So there's two ways to think about this.
There's a world around you and how it affects you.
And then there's how you affect the world.
Because when each of us gets better,
we all get better.
So forget about the competition.
Forget about the circumstances.
You can't control those things.
At the end of the day, the only thing that you can control
is you.
You can be you.